18-year-old Takutsua Tavasia's home village in Gangu remains devastated. She was here when Cyclone Idai tore through it in March 2019. Several of her friends were killed in the disaster. Over 200 houses were destroyed. Even now, Takutsua can barely come to terms with the power of the storm.
This place you are seeing, it was quite a wonderful place. There were lots of things, but in a little moment, everything was ruined.
Idai also caused a series of landslides in the nearby Chimanimani National Park. Chimanimani is home to 200 different species of bird. Togarasai Fakarai has been working for nature conservation organization BirdLife Zimbabwe here since 2013. Now, reconstruction is also on his list of tasks.
Environmental restoration is something key. Now we have seen what has happened around or within the urban setup of Chimanimani, this is a high density area, and it's an area that also needs restoration as well, and so that the environment will not also continue to be degraded.
The environmentalist and his organization are active in 6 villages. In one of the tree nurseries, villagers like John Njanji have joined together with others to grow new trees.
We sit down as a community to rehabilitate our area by planting trees from different species. So we started by choosing some locally available trees so that we nest them into our nursery.
Fakarai is worried that invasive plant species might take root and spread in the areas destroyed by Idai. Native plants would be of much more use to the environment and the people here.
They can grow in a changing climate. They are more resilient than a new species of trees because they are used to already the local condition, the soil type, and also the rainfall that they used to receive here. These trees have to be replanted to increase the windbreaks.
Twice a month, Fakarai gets together with representatives of the surrounding villages. The environmental scientist gives advice on how to use the natural resources, and he tries to instill an awareness of nature, the animals, and especially the birds in the area.
As they come from the different villages, the knowledge that we input into this group of people, we are sure that it also spread to the other 6 villages in Chikukwa community.
John Njanji has put BirdLife's advice into practice in his own garden. Alongside his millet and maize crops, he now also keeps a fruit orchard.
I realized that an orchard is one of the many sources of income generation for me. Long before I started this, I used to only grow maize and vegetables. I later grew to appreciate the orchard. The different trees nourish the soil, and I am spoilt for choice. Because as some fruit trees are growing, others are already bearing fruit.
Njanji sells his fruit in neighboring villages, and that ensures him an income even during the coronavirus crisis. Togarasai Fakarai is happy with the orchard's abundance because it's also important for the whole area.
There's a diversity of birds in the Chimanimani mountains, and this one they share the border with the national parks. So there are lots of birds that also visit, that live in these communities in the forest, and also they also come into orchard where they can actually get some fruits and so feed on fruits. So by having different orchards, they also supply food to many organisms such as birds, other insects.
Insect populations were also ravaged by Cyclone Idai. Most of the 50 beehives here were destroyed. Traditionally, farmers here hollow out tree trunks to serve as hives. Now, BirdLife Zimbabwe is helping them to make beehives out of timber wood as a way of protecting the remaining tree stocks.
We have fruit trees in the village. Bees go in and spread the pollen, and this is good for our harvests, because eventually we'll have more fruit. And when people realize that there are bees in this area, they won't chop the trees down, because they're frightened of them. So the bees also provide some form of security.
600 hives are planned. The environmentalists believe that if people have a sufficient source of income, they will be more likely to protect the environment.